Hi everyone, today we are talking with Zhen Yang, who is the founder of both Engage Blink and Yeah Cuisine. And today we're going to learn about his journey and how he came to establish his own businesses. So Zhen Yang, can you tell me how you came to establish Engage Blink and what exactly is Engage Blink all about?
Okay, the story actually started off when I had my restaurant. I had my restaurant first.
Okay.
So then we realized that we were doing a lot of digital marketing, acquiring new customers. But what happened was because my restaurant was located in a kampong area. So customers tend to just come and then they go because they're probably attracted by some other people, other restaurants at. Then we realized that we needed something to actually retain customers. Then we started to look into platforms such as Fave and those other kinds of marketplaces. But what we realized that when we actually listed on those platforms, we actually had even more competitions because customers go to those platforms looking for the cheapest deal. And because we are a restaurant where we didn't have a high margin, so we couldn't pay much discounts. So then we realized that we were actually losing in that game. Then we started to think why not I come up with something that I could actually customize myself? Because prior to that, we were already running a software house building a proximity marketing solution. Then we pivoted and then I said, you know what guys, let's build something for my shop and see how it goes. So we did we won't call Engage a loyalty program, but Engage is more of like a loyalty platform or a supermarket. It's considered as a supermarket and the business owner are the chef. So it depends on what kind of recipe you want to cook. So in Engage platform itself, you just pick and you mix and match whatever features you want and then you launch it. If you think it doesn't work, just take it down, right? And then match it again and then launch it again. So that's how it all came about. So that we tested our place and then we actually launched it, I think, actually used it, I think last year, about same time this last year. And we actually started commercializing it right before COVID. Yeah,
Oh,
so that's our story.
Yeah. Okay. So it seems like an opportune time for you to actually establish Engage Blink, considering that a lot of businesses, small businesses, at this time will probably be struggling to really retain customers, considering that, especially for small retailers, for the first few months they can't even run their business because customers aren't coming in. Yeah. So how does Engage Blink actually help these smaller companies and businesses?
Okay. There's one feature that we actually rolled out, but we didn't do a full rollout. We tested it at our own restaurant itself. So it was more of the question was to merchants, to restaurant owners, or to any retail outlets. Is it possible to get your customers to pay you money with them not coming to your shop or using your services? Oh, yeah. So we're like, maybe we could do, what merchants could do is they could actually pre-sell coupons first. I'll sell you at a discounted rate. You just come back to my shop and spend it when everything is all right. So what we did was, from my shop itself, so I told the team, you know what, if we could actually pay off the rental by using this, then we'll try and roll it out. So what we did was we were engaging our loyal customers, those through an engagement platform. Then we say, you know what, here's 100 ringgit worth of credit, and you can buy this kind of stuff, but I'm selling to you at 80 ringgit. So yeah, so with that, we actually got to pay 1 month of our rental through that. So it's pre-sale. So we tried a few of our clients, but we didn't really fully roll it out because we got a project. So then we were tied up with the project. But that would be a good one to actually, for merchants to actually explore and to actually try it out.
So it's really more of a platform where they can really explore what marketing options they have rather than just like a set app say, oh, we have got these features.
Exactly. But we're not for acquiring customers, we're for retaining customers. So if you can look at, if I think everyone here is familiar with Grab app, right? So they have this thing called the loyalty section, right? Okay. So you click on it, you have the whole loyalty platform where they have a tiered management, credit management and everything. We have the whole system in our solution as just one of the feature. So imagine we have the whole array of features that you can actually match and to suit your business.
Okay. Yeah. So I heard that Engage Blink not only has these features to suit not just the company but for the customers as well. Can you elaborate more on that? Like how does Engage Blink customize the loyalty program for businesses, consumers?
Okay. How I will answer this is that we do not do any form of customization. We are literally, let's put it this way, we are like Wix. Wix is like to create your own website. Yeah, we are literally like the loyalty platform, but for the loyalty side.
Okay.
Right, so you just mix and match what you want, and then you launch it. You don't like it, you take it down, then you just launch it again until it works for your customer segment. Yes.
Okay.
I think that's a good analogy. I think we use that.
Yeah, it makes it easy to understand. Why do you come up with like more intricate concept of like really tailoring the loyalty customers, the loyalty program towards customers rather than like having a more generalized plan of like saying, oh, we have this discount, so customers, if you want to get a special discount, then you can come here. Why have it so specialized then?
Oh, actually, we are not really in the direction of specialized. Reason for so is that because we were testing all the features in my own place.
Okay.
Then we realized that some businesses, let's say for example, the most familiar kind of customer engagement we can think about in terms of retention is stamp card or journey stamp card, those kind of things. But not everything will suit every business.
True.
Right. So some car wash may need a stamp card. Some car wash, maybe they're doing more polishing, so they want more credit, that they want more kind of points collection. So what we did was that whenever we engage, whenever we meet up with the customer, we always tell them that we're not here to tell you how to run your business. We do not know how your business runs, neither do we know your customer segment. But here is something for you to actually try out. Everything is there. It's like a chessboard. It's up to you how you want to use it, right? Tune it in a way, in the end, where it will actually be perfect for your customer segment.
Okay. So let's just say I'm a business owner who is looking to try to get my own loyalty program for, let's say, my own restaurant, selling noodles, for example. How would you advise me to use this app for my own restaurant?
How they normally start is that you just start with the most basic one, right? Start with stamp card first. So then you can come on with, or before you start with any form of customer retention or loyalty kind of solution, you must have a long-sighted kind of strategy. You cannot expect it to happen the results to come in within a month, right? You expect customers to come in maybe 2 or 3 times within the next 2 or 3 months or something like that. So you have that strategy, then you build a program based on that. So say for example, if you want to build a Grab reward kind of thing. So you need to plan on terms of like, how much 1 ringgit equals how many points, and then to collect this many, we have different tiers. So we have a silver, gold, and platinum. And you can even stage it in a way whereby if they do not come, let's say for example, if you're a gold member and you didn't return to my shop for the past 2 months, say for example, you would drop the tier to silver. Then although you have the points, you're not able to collect whatever the gold tier can actually collect. So you must have that all in place first, then you can launch something like that. But what's great about Engage is that once this thing is out, you can actually tune it live. Yeah, so you can tune it live, you can take it down anytime and you can put it up. But it's your responsibility to actually inform your customers that, you know what, there's going to be a change in terms of the program, right? If you have balance credit, come and redeem it first. But I decided to there's one of the feature whereby we call it a special event. So it looks like a widget, you can just activate and deactivate. So if you just activate it, it just pops out into, let's say for example, you are a follower of my restaurant. If I activate it, you just see it come out. Oh, I can redeem it now. If I choose to deactivate it, it's gone. Yeah, stamp cards, everything is just that style. And what I mean by real life is also that I can see how often you come to my shop. Yeah, so we actually see real life data of each customer. So we actually do this collection of 3 key data points. We're actually using the RFM methodology. Is the RFM in terms of the recency, frequency, and monetary. Yeah, so we know your data, then we are able to segmentize customers in that sense.
Okay, so you mentioned that you use the RFM method and the AI technology. Could you elaborate a bit more on that?
Okay, so the way we actually collect data, on-ground data, is through loyalty. So we base in terms of how many times you return, how much you spend, and how often you actually visit. So as you mentioned earlier, we're using this marketing methodology where we collect the 3 key matrices, the R, F, and M. So recency to know when was the last visit, frequency to know how often you visited, and monetary to know how much you have spent. So out of that, we actually we cut it down divide them into different segments again. So we actually create about 125 different characters.
125.
So say for example, each one of our customers will be tagged with a character. And those characters for now, we will actually manually separate and say, these guys are more, let's say if you're a 555, means you're a very good customer. If you're 111, forget about him. If you're a 222, there's still some hope. Or 234, those kind of combinations. So for now, we're collecting that kind of data. Once we have enough data, now we're doing a more suggestive, saying that, this group of customers are in this segment. active or loyal or a dormant segment, would you like to re-engage them? But in coming future, once we have collected enough data, then we can benefit our users with more predictive kind of data, more industrial data where we're saying that this group of customers might potentially be a dormant segment customer. Would you like to re-engage them? So that's our upcoming plan. But for now, we're more for the recommendation. In the coming future, it'll be a predictive kind of style.
So it's more of like a type of app that targets certain customers that you want to bring
Exactly,
back.
yeah. Just put it this way, like everyone here, I think most of us are quite familiar with Facebook ads, right? You can do custom audience targeting, right? Now imagine for Engage, you can actually do it for on-ground data, on real life kind of engagement. Rather than on online, this is more of the offline kind of retargeting.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of like playing both online and offline.
Yes. You could say so, yeah.
Okay. I see. Moving on, I've heard that you're using the ECF as a way to help grow your funding for your business. Could you share like what ECF is and why have you chosen this method to really grow your business?
Why we actually chose ECF is because we could actually run without funds. So we can grow organically, but because we wanted to go regionally quick, because I could say that, well, I wouldn't say that what is the barrier to entry for Engage. I would say it's quite minimal, right? Anyone can just copy and then they go. So we actually need this fund to actually move quick into the market. So that's why we're looking for funds. And we think that through ECF could be the fastest way we could do it. Because if we were to go through any VCs or any other investment methods, it may take a bit too long. So we want to go quick. That's why we decided to go for ECF. And what ECF is all about is that from my limited knowledge is that ECF is like stock market for the Sdn Bhd companies.
Okay.
Yes, so the stock market is for the Berhad companies. ECF is for the Sdn Bhd companies, where they allow normal retail investors like people like you and me to actually invest into a company legally. Yeah. So we thought that was a good, and it also could allow us to actually see what is the sentiments of the people, the retailers towards our solution, whether they really think it's good enough or, yeah, I was thinking that would be a good way to test it out.
Yes. Okay. And it kind of really aligns to like how your app can really help smaller businesses, doesn't it?
Yeah, yes. So maybe I would just like to add that it's why we need this kind of fund is that because from what we realized, from a Malaysian perspective, Malaysian needs to be educated slightly more in terms of customer retention. Malaysians are a bit like, the Malaysians like, never mind lah, wait first lah, those kind of things.
Yeah.
But regional countries, if you look at Thailand, Vietnam, Indonesia, retention is one of the key things. Don't compare it with the Western side. Western side is like retention, customer loyalty is very, very important, right? Because they look upon the experience already, not just about what I pay and what I get. I want experience while being in that process. So we know that we know that's happening. So that's why most of the funds will be actually used for customer education. Not customer, merchant education, to tell them that that's the importance of it.
Okay. So will Engage Bling start to have more content geared towards informing businesses?
Exactly, yes.
Okay, just to move on a little to talk more about your restaurant, Yeah Cuisine. May I know why you decided to? Because like I've heard that you are more in towards the engineering and digital marketing industry.
Yeah.
Why suddenly the F&B industry that you decided to enter to and start a business?
Sure. Well, I've always wanted to. I always like cooking, so I've always wanted to own something. I told myself that I would actually own a restaurant after I retire. So, but then something went wrong halfway. So it was this coffee shop that's nearby my old house. So they were saying like, you know what? She's like, I'm going to retire. Then she wants to just rent it out, asking me to help her find a tenant for it. And I told her, you know what? Give me 3 months. I'll think of something. So the 3 months ended up, I rented up the place and then thought of something because in front of it, because it's a kampong area, it's like one of the surviving Chinese kampong area in KL. So opposite the shop is a market. And where I used to stay, the old house, my old family home, behind is the pork cellar. So that's why I was like, okay, it's no brainer. It has to be that raw material. So then we came up with something. Then that's how it all came about. So I was like, okay, you know what? Let's do it. So just started it out, tried out. Everything was first time, a lot of trial and error. Yep. So that's kind of where we are today. Yeah.
Ah, okay. And then Yeah Cuisine specializes in this pork patties. Can you talk more about that?
Okay, so we actually hinge a little bit in terms of my background is not background. I'm a Hakka, so we do a lot of steamed pork patties, right? Then I was thinking like we wanted to make something where customers could eat on a daily basis. So if it was just one single flavor, then they would just eat once and not come back in 2 or 3 weeks time. So what we did was we allowed customers to choose flavors. That means it's pre-flavored patties. You're talking about very traditional classic kind of taste. You're talking about those preserved mustard greens or coriander or salted fish or dried squid. But we have 7 flavors of it. So it allowed our customers to actually, oh, today I feel like eating this flavor, then I'll eat that. Tomorrow it's like, oh, I can go for this one, so I can go for that one. So I thought it provided that kind of options, but from a single ingredient. So that was how the whole story came about. Yeah. And we built on saying that my grandmother's recipe of 70 years.
Oh, it's based on your grandmother's recipe.
It was kind of, it's just like my dad would say, oh, this is how your grandma does it. I'm like, oh, okay. So, yeah.
So you kind of just like, did you ask your grandmother on how to really create this?
No, it's just my parents are doing it. I'm just like, oh, so is that how you do it? I'm like, okay, let me try it out from my own. So then I tweaked it, and then yeah.
Okay. It's actually pretty cool how like you actually transformed the old coffee shop into to now this new pork restaurant. Yeah, and it's actually pretty hard for an F&B business to really enter. I mean, for a new company, a new business, a new restaurant to actually enter in this already very saturated market. So how did you end up marketing the business?
Oh, okay. So, well, I went through a process of what most restaurant owners would do is actually be a smart aleck and then try to market it ourselves. So we actually went with flyers, name it, we have done that. Own manual stamp cards, done that. We did putting into cars, going into what do you call that, office blocks and putting all the flyers and everything. Then did own digital marketing. But what was the most effective, what we thought was, and we saw the result was actually to engage with those influencers.
Oh, influencers.
Yes, those food review. They're the fastest. But the thing is, they will bring in the crowd. It depends on how catchy. Not really catchy. It's like, I guess we were fortunate that our product looked quite interesting. It was kind of traditional, but with a modern twist kind of thing. Yeah, so we had a foundation in terms. So whatever product that we launch out, also we will always have a traditional sense first as the foundation, and we add a little bit of jazz into the top to make it like a bit more modern. Yeah. So what we realized that they were actually bringing customers. So we were like packed out the door. That happened for our first round. The second round again, we got viral. Second round we got viral again, but because during the second round we were ready to engage. Yeah, I share that story. So it's like, told the team, it's like, you know what, I'm going to do another product, but let me finalize all the tests and engage first. Then we actually catch. That means like we call them in, we got a spike, we got a viral video again, and then we actually caught the customers coming and say, hey, join our member. So that's how we actually got our members. Then we got all the data. Then after that, because they came in and spend money, we said, then they were some sort of like Yeah Cuisine points or stamps with them. So at least there's like, for us, we call it at least a 20% chance that they'll be coming back. All we need is 20% chance for them to come back. Yes.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of like how with this loyalty cards of Yeah Cuisine, it kind of eventually came into the bigger engaged blink.
Yes.
Is it?
Yes. Because we always, whenever we tell our customers, is like, first, there's no point of retaining customers when there's no customers, right? So most important thing is that they must get the customer acquisition right. So for restaurants, you can do marketing, yes you can, but it's going to be a long process. It's not that direct. But if you want to have a spurt of growth in terms of your new customers coming in, then using influencers, I think my personal opinion is the best. But once they're done, it will spike and it will drop. Definitely drop because the trend, you lose the trend because someone else is going to launch another campaign through the influencer and they are going to get the customers. So our pitch is always like, so are you doing anything to keep them coming back to your place? Right? So you need something. We're not trying to sell you a solution, but we're selling you a platform where you find your own solution, you create your own solution. Yes. So that's the strategy we do.
I'm just thinking, what is your opinion about how digital marketing is changing our marketing strategies today? Like, why is it so different now with the introduction of social media compared to like traditional methods?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. This one, yeah, I had a good experience with this one because that place being my kampong area, so my family is all included in that area, right? So then they're like saying, you know what, you need to go and put flyers into newspapers, you need to go to every car. Then I said, no, people are not responding. Then you're not putting into enough cars. I'm like, okay. So they're like, how many post box can you put in? It's like, you're not doing enough then. You need to, for you to get 100 customers, maybe you need to hit 10K of those. I'm like, wow, that's a lot. Then what we realized that digital marketing is better. So that's why I went to Facebook and then started doing ads and everything. So people did come and go and things like that. But now what we realize is, especially during this pandemic, it's getting more difficult to get customers, right? Because everyone is going digital. So it's going to cost more, and you need to be way more creative to actually get the attention of your target customer, target audience. So I guess you still need it though. It's a must to do digital marketing. But the old school one was like a little bit, unless you got a lot of people, then yeah, unless you got my parents, yeah, then it work out. But I think now it's just to be a bit more, to be way more creative, right? I think it's just, if not, you won't stand out because your competitors are now all in digital marketing. Previously, half of them was in digital marketing. Now, literally, maybe all of them are in. So you just have to really step up the game if you want to actually stay ahead of your competitors. Yeah.
So the more creative you are, the better chances you have at really standing out.
Yes, I think so. And then the point of actually, again, trying to do a bit of promotion for Engage. So once you get them in, then you use Engage to keep them coming back, right? I can't remember where I got this number from, but they were saying that it is 6 times cheaper to convince your existing customers to purchase this particular product compared to a new customer. Yeah, because they're already there, they spend, they understand you, right? Yeah. So it is 6 times cheaper or 6 times easier to get them to purchase the next item rather than a new customer.
Yeah, because they already know your quality.
Yes, but it's not something that Malaysians are practicing enough. People around the world are practicing this, talking about business owners. So we are hoping that Engage is able to change the mindsets of local business owners in Malaysia.
Okay, I have the one final question for you. Based on your experience, what advice would you give viewers if they want to like start their own businesses or somehow try to keep their customers now?
Keep their customers. Well, keep the customers is my simple answer is to give me a call. We'll hook you up with Engage. But I think a lot of people ask us is like, well, relative and friends were like, during MCO, I said like, I've got no time to talk to you. I'm so busy. They're like, but it's MCO. Why are you so busy? My parents are like, why are you so busy? Your sisters are like at home. I'm like, because I did tell my team, because I had my restaurant can't function, right? We only allowed, first month we can't open, but what I told my team was that if we were to exit, if you were to end this whole MCO thing and come out still the same as the time as we were when we started MCO, then I think we would have failed. And if we were to have not succeed or not survive, then we deserve it. So that's why I told them that we need to work extra hard. So in case if we do fail, at least we'll try whatever we can. And at least I can still sleep through the night that, okay, I tried. So we did not just not give up, but we actually put extra effort with hope that when this whole thing is over, we are ahead of whoever who was our competitor.
Okay, how about advice to people who want to start their own businesses? What advice would you give them?
I'm not sure if I'm the right person to say this or not, but advice, I guess I cannot say don't shock and dream because I'm not successful, not successful yet. But I guess it's just being realistic, I guess. Right? It's not just like thinking that, I've seen a lot of people actually coming up saying that, their product is like good. But they don't really actually question themselves in terms of like, honestly, in terms of whether is it really usable or is it just what you think that you like. So same case as how we pitch to our customers. It's like we don't know what is your business about, but you decide yourself. So I was actually mentoring this one startup. It was because I was with this slang or accelerator program. So more of like just tell them like, don't just create something just because you need to create something. right? It has to be realistic and people actually have to accept it. So yeah, I guess I'm not sure whether it's an advice or not, but yeah, there you go.
So it's
Just being
like,
realistic, yeah.
be realistic.
Realistic, yeah.
Yeah.
Not to be realistic, yeah. I just be realistic, correct. For Yeah Cuisine, just search on Google, Yeah Cuisine, just Yeah Cuisine, Yeah, Y-E-A-H space cuisine on Google. I think you'll find it. And for if you're interested to actually join us in our crowdfunding campaign, you can actually you can go Google MyStarter, MYSTARTR.com, and then you actually find we are actually one of the issuers there. Click on that, and then you will see all information there, investment packages there. And if you're still not certain, you can actually join us on our weekly webinar. And if you're still not certain, you can actually give me a call. My information is all on the website. So, yep, thank you. You're making me nervous. What are you gonna ask first?
No, I'm just like rehearsing the lines in my head. Sorry, I'm that kind of person. Thank you, Zhen Yang.
Thank you. That's it?
Yep.
Woo!